Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead, and we're back to using up stuff with our out of the freezer. Now, I had a full spiral ham, and I want to use that up, but I did some research because I don't really want to cook it, and I don't want to use the spice pack because I'm going to use it for different stuff. So I looked to see if you can cut it up even though you haven't rewarmed it up, because it is cooked all the way through. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just taking it off the bone and kind of just cutting around it so I can get as full of pieces as I can. It doesn't matter if it falls apart to me because I'm going to cut it up anyway. But let me tell you what, it's a lot easier to work with cold than it is, and that's what the research showed too, is it's easier to work with it when it's cold. Well, because first of all, when it's hot, you're kind of just cutting around it to not burn your hands, you know. So this actually is making it a bit easier. And you can refreeze this, or you can keep it in the refrigerator up to 3 days after you've started to cut into it and everything else. Now once you've cooked it, it's the same thing. So basically, I'm just going to keep cutting around this bone until the one end pieces won't be very good at all, because it'll be mostly bone. But I just don't want the sweetness of the, you know, the ham that you get from, you know, putting that sauce on it. Because I really don't want that sauce on there. Because, you know, you don't know what you're going to make with it. I have an idea of what I'm going to make with it. Well, I know what I'm making with it today. And I know something else I'm going to make with it. So, in both of those meals, actually, you don't want to have that sweetness in it. Now again, the bottom part here is just basically one whole piece of ham. So I'm going to cut that around the bone as well. And I'll use this for chunks for something else. You can see the bone this way a lot better. And then just cut it into chunks till you get as much off of it as you possibly can. Those are the pieces actually I like to munch on when we do ham or something for Christmas or Thanksgiving. And actually I paid, I think, I want to say, now see, that's got mostly fat. I want to say I paid 49 cents a pound for it over Christmas, I think. But I figured that if I made stuff from this, like this is all that I have right here. And if I make stuff from that, then whatever's left I put into my sealer bags, then that takes up a whole lot less room in my freezer. And Tom was like, there's a little bit of room in there now. So I am going to use it tonight for supper, and then there is going to be another project I do with it, and then whatever I have left, then I'll show you how I'll preserve it. So I'm going to get this cut up, then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to use it for tonight for dinner. Alright, so now I'm going to take some of that I cut up, or cut off, and all I'm going to do is get rid of some of that fat on the ends when I cut this, because I don't want that in my dish for tonight either. So I'm just going to cut it into chunks. They'll be skinnier chunks, but that's okay. And I want to cut probably a little over 2 cups for tonight's dinner. I think that should be plenty. And I'm not sure how much is going to be left because I do have another project that I want to do for a different reason, and I might have to use all of it. I don't know. So it'll depend. There might not be me putting any back in the freezer. But once you guys see what I do with it, you'll know it was for a good thing. That's got a lot of that fat in it too. Alright, so I'm going to cut this piece, and that probably should be enough for our dinner tonight. So I will be back when I start dinner tonight. I'll have to wait for my hands so I can shut it off. I'll see you guys tonight. Alright, so I got all the ham cut up. Everything else, what I've got left is put in the freezer. So that's in there. So now it's time to make dinner. I am going to make a ham potato casserole. Alright, so let's bring you down here. First thing I need to do is I greased my 9x13 pan. And then I just need to cut these potatoes into chunks. No, I'm not going to make you watch me do all of them. Unless you want to. No. We're going to get these potatoes and we're just going to throw them in that pan. I think I have enough out. If not, believe it or not, I had to order another 10-pound bag. I picked that up today because I was down to maybe 3 pounds of that 20 pounds. You don't realize how fast that actually goes when you're cooking all the time, you know. It goes pretty fast. But that's okay. I mean, they're expensive now, but not as bad as they were for a while. And Tom's a real potato lover, and so that's a good thing too. So I'm going to get the rest of these potatoes cut up and get them in there, and then I'll be back. Alright, I washed too many, but that's okay. So now you're going to take a stick of butter and cut it into just little pieces. And once you do that, we'll put that over there. We're going to bring our pan over here. And we're going to just put pads of butter across all the potatoes. It doesn't have to be thick in there, nothing like that. Just throw them in there. Alrighty. There's that. Then you're going to want to take frozen peas, which this is a bag that I've had left. And I've been using them out of. So we're going to use that rest of that bag up. So the ham came out of the freezer. The peas came out of the freezer. Well, actually the butter did too, but... Alright, now I'm just going to put salt and pepper over top of that. Alrighty, doesn't that look good so far? Look at that. Alright, now we're going to take that ham, and of course if you want to just buy chopped up ham, you can do that too. We're going to take that ham that I chopped up off that, and we're going to use that. Boy, I didn't need that much ham, but that's okay, we're going to use it. It's going to be a hammy dish. Get it? Hammy dish. You know what? I think I'm going to save that last little bit for the salad. There's always a reason for everything. Now we're going to use 3/4 of a cup of milk and kind of just spread it throughout the whole entire thing. Look at that. Then I have some leftover chicken broth, and we're just going to pour maybe 1/3 of a cup of that down the center. All right. Then what casserole would be complete without cheese. Gotta have your cheese on there. We're going to spread the cheese on top of that too. I took out my big pork loin for dinner for tomorrow. That's thawing out in the refrigerator as we speak. Alrighty, look at that. Beautiful, huh? So now we're going to take that pork loin, see, I got a one-track mind. Now we're going to put that in the oven. It says 20 to 25 minutes. I'll start checking it at that. For some reason, my stove likes to take a long time to cook potatoes. I don't know why, it just does. So I have it at 350, and I'll check it at the 20 to 25 minutes, but I can almost guarantee with my oven it'll take 30 to 35 minutes probably. But I'll be back and show you what I'll do with these salads then. Alright, so I put the salad already in the bowls, and I'm going to take that other ham that I didn't use, and let's pour it in there. Why not? You got it? Use it. Then I'm going to use some of those salad toppings, and you guys are right. Those are really good. I looked to see if Sam sells the bigger one, and they don't. That kind of sucks, because they really are that good. Then I boiled some eggs. And I'm going to put an egg apiece. So this is like halfway to a chef salad. So we can always, jazz up our salads. We don't have to just eat them the way that they are. Or we can just eat them the way they are. Either way. But we've been really enjoying having the salads with our dinner. So that's why I'm kind of, because for $1.95 for the whole week, well, it makes it about 4 days. That's not too bad. Let's see if it makes it that long this week, because I had a big salad for lunch. Then, of course, we're going to do a little bit of our cheese. So what do you think? I think that looks like a great side dish. All right, so we're going to let that casserole keep cooking, and we'll be back when it's done. All right, so I got on the phone talking to Courtney and Tom, and, well, you got a little brown on top, but that's okay. When I checked it like 10 minutes before, the potatoes weren't quite done. So Tom is on his way home, but let's try a little bit here first. That ham, you can taste it. The potatoes are awesome. And the peas actually add to it too. This is a definite must try. And you can use leftover ham. You can use some canned chicken. You could use whatever you wanted to. And I think you'd really like it. Now, if you look at it, it's not real firm yet. But once it sits for a minute, just like any other casserole, it'll firm up just a little bit. So, definitely a must try. A couple things more out of the freezer. I like that. Starting to make a little bit of headway. It's harder to find meals that are just, like you want to try to cleanse out your freezer, so I'm having a little bit more time because I haven't been able to get in there to see what's actually in there. So, but we're getting there, and it'll get under control, and Tom's happy because that big old ham is out of the freezer downstairs. So he's like, it takes up so much room, and actually it does. So now all we have is just 2 little bags, and I'll be using them up before you know it. So we'll be back when Tom gets here and he can give it a taste test. But this is definitely a winner, and it got 2 things, one big and one small, out of my freezer. I'm pretty happy about that. So I'll be back in a little bit. Well, hi, Tom.
Hello.
How are you?
Wonderful.
I just told Tom a story. See that window over there? I was sitting at my desk, and I heard a boom, and I knew it was Belle. So I go, Belle, what are you doing? I come out here, and she's sitting in that chair and she's clawing at the window. My squirrel is hanging upside down on my screen, looking her right in the face. I told him, get down, I'll feed you. So he runs over on the fence, and I throw him out some bread, and he jumps down and gets it. It was so funny. Anyway, move your hand, please. There's dinner. See, Alfred, I've been trying to focusing more so you can see it. All right. It's ham potato casserole. Got the ham out of the freezer. Got the peas out of the freezer. What do you think?
Delicious.
And then your salad over there has some ham in it too. Mm. I only have a little quart bag and a little sandwich bag full of ham, and that's it. How about that?
Nice.
So, are you happy I got that big old ham out? And I got a big old pork loin out today too, for tomorrow.
5 pieces for Belle.
Yeah, she ain't gonna eat it. She's watching the kitty litter. All right, we're gonna let this hungry man eat. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
You guys have a wonderful night.